what's up, everybody? Welcome to another VPN chat. I am your host, Carlton T. Clay. Now, this interview, this is going to be great. This is going to be something I tell my sister all the time that each time that I see this young woman on the screen, I am mesmerized. Like, I am just enamored whenever she appears on the screen. I'm so excited. If you look on my wall, you probably guess who I'm talking about because, like, she's literally on my wall, all over my wall, all over the movie poster wall. But let's give it up. I want to bring to you Miss Caranita Harrelson, also known as Bird.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm making it one day at a time, one moment of peace. How are
I,
you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for being here for VPN chat. Definitely had to get you on for sure. Um, I did this great introduction about you. Like I
I
told,
believe
I,
it.
I want to start, but like I said, I tell my sister all the time. Even every like me and you, we friends. Like we're friends. And
Right.
but even though I see you on the screen, I'm just so enamored by you. Like I'm just like wow, like she like you are literally really breathtaking. Like it's like and it's the way you transform. I think that's what it is. Like it's like each time you're in a different project, you're like literally it's like you're a different person. And I think that's just so that's mesmerizing to me. I think that's awesome.
Thank you, Carlton.
I know you don't like for me to say stuff like that. I know you're gonna beat me up when you see me in person.
I am gonna get you. And then you recording me like, oh my God. Hey, thank you. This should be a test to anybody who comes in the inbox and it's just like you're they send the compliments like it's the same thing. It's just like, oh yeah, I definitely don't know how to take them just yet. Cause to me, it's just like I'm literally it's become my therapy, my outlet,
Mhm.
and my escape from a lot of things becoming these characters. So I really I'm appreciative. Don't get me wrong, like I'm very appreciative. I'm overwhelmed with the response. Uh but yeah, I guess it's just something that I've always I don't know, I've always been aspiring to entertain and I feel like that's just I'm just doing my job and
Mhm.
making people smile and entertaining them. That's just it's just what I do.
So speaking of, so you're actress, singer, songwriter, all that stuff. How did you get started? Like, how did you get started with, or what made you want to pursue this career?
So as an adult there have been as an adult reflecting on my past and my career, there have been pivotal moments that I can actually pinpoint to where, okay, this is where I decided to move in this direction and move just in that. So I will say that I was a singer first. I was an artist. I was so determined to become this artist and something that people could be proud of and was more so very independent. I was never wanting to like don't get me wrong, like everybody has a little dreams like, oh, I want to be on Bad Boy or so deaf and so on and so forth. And like I had my little things where I just wanted to be with Jive one time and then I just wanted to be the lady on what is it? Was it Shady Records with Eminem?
Hmm.
Either way, and then as I became a very young adult and learning the business side of it, I realized I was like, oh no, I really would rather be independent and have them come to me if it's meant to be that way. So I started off as an artist and my mom made me go to church, of course, to give my gifts back and also hone in my gifts and just basically she said, this is what you want to do, tell God, and let him lead you. From there I went from singing in the church, then I became a very, very young audio engineer, fully working before I got out of high school. Like I would go to school during the day, and then immediately after school, I was right into that studio until the wee hours of the morning, and then go back to school the next day. And that was my whole entire crash course senior year. Before I decided, like, well, I would just go to school and get a degree, like a official degree for recording engineering, and so on and so forth. So, of course, life's things that I thought would occur either didn't, or they didn't occur the way I thought they were supposed to. And I'll never forget, I went to A&T for broadcast production. I was at that point thinking I can get into radio. Somebody said that I had the voice for radio and that they would listen to me in the morning. So I took that to heart and just started moving towards the steps towards that. And then I remember speaking with Miss Frankie Day at A&T, God rest her soul. Wonderful, wonderful professor of theater. I forgot what I was even interviewing her about. Mind you, I'm in school, project after project after project that I have to turn in. And with every project, there was also always some type of creative entertainment part to it that was more true to my aesthetic as a performer. So while I was sitting there talking to her, she was like, what's your major? And I said, I'm in broadcast production, I'm getting into radio. She didn't know, my full plan. I had a full plan behind that. So she sat up there and told me that, well, I think you've missed your call and you were supposed to be in theater over here with us. Because I was cutting up so bad in her office. And it's stuck with me because I let her know then, right then and there, almost as if somebody else was speaking through me, and said, ma'am, as long as I'm on the top side of this brown and I wake up every morning with everything that God gave me when I went to sleep, then that means I haven't missed a thing. That call is still coming. You know what I mean? So that stuck with me when she said that, because I was so beeline into being just simply an artist, a musician. So fast forward to 2016, when we were on your set. I had started watching your series online. This is like the first time I've really kind of like been interested in watching web series, because I kind of like played them all for beforehand. I'll be on like web series, and I've been involved in them. I've been involved in them behind the scenes, but at the time I was doing so much running around the streets that it that I'm being honest, I was out and about, like I was out. So I really didn't have the time or the discipline to sit down and watch anything on TV, on my computer. So finally one night, I had nothing to do. It was one of my free nights, and so I was like, well, let me watch an episode or two, because my colleagues, with Eclectic Dynasty, at that point I was with them real heavy, and they was like, watch this series, it's really good, and so on and so forth. I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it. And I was stuck to my computer for the entire weekend. Like, it had became my favorite thing to do, was basically just pull up to my computer, have my little snacks, and like literally just like, okay, what else is on YouTube I can binge watch? This is before Netflix, but binge watching was a thing. Like,
right.
I was binge watching the series, and I had gotten into Lover's Lane, and then I had watched all of that and was like, okay, now I need some more. And I started watching Lion's Den and got excited because Lion's Den at that point was like 67 seasons in at that point. And so I was like, yes, I got a whole series for this. And then Karma became my favorite. To this day, Karma is my favorite. The players that were on there. And that's when I was like, you know, I want to do this. I like maybe that conversation with Miss Day came back up because I don't know where my head was or whatnot. Like I said what I said, but at the same time, I was an artist. So that came back up and I was like, oh, well, I know I can do this and then maybe bring my music in and so on. So like I had a whole other plan behind it. But then after watching Lover's Lane and getting into Gabe's character, who was such a freaking nasty boy. You just nasty because he was sleeping with everybody on that block. And I was like, yo, he needs a rival. Like, I really feel like he needs lesbian to come in there and shake things up. That will really shake things up and like really mess with his ego. If a woman came in and the same type of energy that he's putting out, she's putting it out, but she's better at it. And that was the idea that I had. And so I remember I had a project, of course, because I was in school. And now fast forward to us being on the Lover's Lane set. And that's where that story comes from. Fast forward to that. I already had I think I had already did a project on you. No, not I don't think. I did a project on you beforehand. Same and I was basically expounding upon the work that I had already done. Like I did like a basic it was called, I think it was it's like a character. It was something, it was a fancy way of saying press kit, but it was digital. And that's basically what I did as my project. And during that process, I was looking at the web series and I came up with that idea. So when I shot that idea to you, it was also like the Jedi, like like I'm gonna throw this idea, I'm gonna put this bug in his ear, see how you feel, and then I'm gonna just see what it do. I'm just gonna see. Shoot in the dark. I don't know where this is gonna go, whether he's gonna be cool or come out of a bag on me. I'm just gonna see. And so I presented that idea to you, and then I even introduced myself to Nelson at that point. That's the first time I had met Nelson. And at that point, I was like, yo, I don't even like you because your character is such nastiness. I don't believe it. But that's where I met my twin. And from there, I had told him there, I was like, you need somebody on set that's gonna shake things up. Like I had basically decided to manifest that. And fast forward, Carrie Edwards comes in.
Yeah.
And that when that post came up, I was like, okay. When you were casting for it.
Yes.
And then I was excited just in general that my idea was sticking and that you heard me. I felt heard. And then when you hit me up or whatnot, because of course I'm audition. But then when you hit me up, I was like, I really want you to audition for this. I was just like, oh, this is mine. This is mine. Done deal. What are you talking about? And so that allowed me, because again, I was going through a lot of personal stuff that of course people go through.
Yes.
And that allowed me to escape and become my therapy. And through that, it just basically helped spark the notion of, okay, yes, you can really do this. You could really show up to say, you could really learn these lines. You could really like the passion that everybody has been saying is here. It has been solidified. Now just move in that purpose. And so that's just been where I've been at for the last 8 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Since that time. Before then, like I did a movie by accident before that. Was still very proud of that movie.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Still getting ready. Please believe it's going on Tubi. And it's a classic.
How do you do a movie by accident?
So funny story. Again. So I'm an artist. My brother is also an artist. Very much grunge hip hop
Mm,
is what I love to describe his sound. Very much grungy hip hop, very raw dog, with that nice rock undertone. He had an idea of basically an all female ran gun shop. It was supposed to just be a music video.
mm-hmm.
That's all it was. We had a location. It was dope. We could fashion it out. It just looked real raw. And then the girls that were supposed to show up, schedules, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And so somehow we just started recording and filming and just giving this dialogue
Mm-hmm.
and started building from that. And what started to be a music video literally turned into an entire feature film, an episode, if you will, that featured basically the music from my brother's album.
Okay.
um and it was, by the time we were through, because again, we didn't know what we were doing. Like we had cameras, we had cameras, we had people, we had a location. um I I just had RJ not too long before that. So
Mm.
she's still a little thick, she's still a little heavy, and still trying to throw this weight around with while I still got it. So again, it just kind of went from there. And we just from the time we started filming, I think we took over a year, just building pieces to it and just adding on to the movie to make it, nice and full. And
Mm.
like, I'll be honest, like there's still some parts in there when you watch it, being that it's we released it officially in 2017. When you watch it, it's just like, okay, well, what about that? And it's just like, okay, but we wanted to make the build for that film so great. And what makes it so great is that it's still captivating. It gives you, it basically gives me the idea of Belly
Mm-hmm.
and the rawness of the shooting of that. Because first of all, Belly, you don't understand what that movie is about, really, like in real life, but it's one of the prettiest films that you've ever seen as far as film wise. Color wise, Hype Williams did his thing. It looks like a very, very super long music video, which is dope at the time. um but at the same time, with our film, for it to still have the impact that it has when people watch it, knowing what it started out as, it's just a big walking testimony. And I can't wait for Tubi to get it, and Reveal, and Cluster TV, and everybody else to actually enjoy that piece as it is.
Mm.
I wouldn't change anything about it. The only thing that I would do is continue the story.
Mm.
That's it. I will continue the story from where it's at, and give you bigger, better production.
Got you. So we got, acting wise, you got your accidental movie, and then you got Lover's Lane.
Right.
Okay, interesting, interesting, very very interesting. Let's take it back a little bit though. I want to talk about, because you didn't mention the Eclectic Dynasty. Eclectic Dynasty. Shout out to them. So me and you had an unofficial meet
Mm-hmm.
actually. We were a part of the second playwrights gala which was in Greenville, South Carolina that particular year. So
Good time.
I remember y'all were there.
Yes.
I did talk to Christopher, but me and you didn't talk. Like I saw you, but we never had interaction. But I don't know if you know this, but that is actually the beginning of, unbeknownst to me, the beginning of the development of Lover's Lane. Because I was sitting at me, Shataria, my sister, and another actor, a friend of ours, Torrance. We were all sitting at the table with TJ and Javetta.
Okay.
We were all sitting together. So we were just, cutting up, talking, develop, I know Carlos and Tara Sharp hosted that year. So it was just a lot of people that you see on Lover's Lane is because of that event, actually, just because of the connections I made there. And I remember I was like, I really want to do something with some of these people. So that was the beginning of that. So I didn't know if you do that or not. So yeah.
So the funny thing about that particular time period, fun times, yeah, she was a whole different person at that time. This is before.
And when you saying she, you're referring to you.
Referring to me, yes.
Gotcha.
She was a whole like that. Every time she was a different little monster at that time, who did not know. She just did not know. She didn't. She was not in the know. She thought she was in the know, but she had no clue. Very, very. I mean, I've always been a fun person, but at that time in particular, just like I said, due to those events, she was very self-absorbed. So I remember that event. But it's so much that I also don't remember about that event. And it's absolutely no shade to the event, to the people, to anything. It was because literally, if you no one had any clue the controversies that I was dealing with at home. That literally was like I can see when I look at the pictures, I can see it. I was just like, oh man, you were going through, boo. You were going through. But it's also, again, I keep those pictures because I got loved ones in there that are no longer with us. Those pictures, and even though it reminds me of that time, it also reminds me of the fact that I overcame that. Yeah, and I can look back at those pictures and be like, oh, I know you and you and you and you and you and you. Like, can name people now, when at the time, like, I didn't know so. Honey. And you could have knocked me over with a feather. That's how aloof I was during that time. Very green, very fresh on the scene. The only knowledge that I had was being an artist, performing as an artist. That's it. But I still thought, based upon my passion, that I knew what it. I may have known what I wanted to do, but how to do it and do it properly was something that was foreign to me.
Gotcha.
So now I look back at those times and be like, yeah, good times.
Yeah. I love your transparency and your honesty. That's very important. And also, I didn't know, and even fast forwarding to our actual official meeting, because you and Chris, y'all were on the Love's Lane set, as you mentioned, season 3. Y'all came and y'all assisted, y'all helped out. You actually helped Shay with behind the scenes parody videos, which are still hilarious to this day. So you was helping her with that, and that's what being you actually had our first official conversation. And I do remember you telling me about, hey, you need to bring this type of character in to shake Ish up. I remember that, and I definitely held on to it. It was one of those things where, like, I tell people all the time, like with the Cunninghams, because I introduced the Cunninghams in season 3, but
Yes.
I already knew that I wanted that type of couple on the show, but I had to gradually bring it in. So it's the kind of the same thing with Carrie. When you said that, I saw, yeah, that character would be kind of interesting, but we gotta bring that on in. So and we did that with season 5. I didn't, like I said, I didn't know that was your like beginning stages though. I had no idea because I in my head I thought,
Officially
right, officially I thought you was like
already in.
already in. You know what I'm saying? So that's good to know. With that said, playing Carrie, you actually also got a nomination off that. Um, Indie Series Awards. You got outstanding supporting actress. Tell us about how you felt with, first of all, playing that part, because you played it for the last 2 seasons of the show, but also just receiving that acknowledgement. Because that was the first acknowledgement for Victor Productions for that official award show. That was you got us our very first nomination for that, and I actually just shared that memory
Yeah.
actually. So how did that, like playing that character, how did that help you as far as your career? Like how was that for you playing Carrie Edwards?
Um, to be honest, just like I manifested it, felt like it was supposed to happen, the way it was supposed to happen, how it was supposed to happen. To get a nominated for it was, to this day, it's still surreal. Again, here we go with these compliments. Um, it's like, yeah, I'm I'm doing the job that God put me here really to do. Um, just moving in my purpose. It was nice. It was nice. It was nice to be nominated and be acknowledged, and then to actually get out there and see the people that I'm in the same room with and sharing the room with in
Mhm.
regards to these nominations, um was absolutely amazing. I got to meet one of my favorite comedians of all time, Michael Coulier. Like, and he was hyping me up, put me on his live, and was like showing support with the nomination. Um, it's I don't know, like I don't know how else to describe it besides humbling,
Mhm.
humbling, and just yeah, just the testimony that it's supposed to happen. I'm on the right path that I'm supposed to be. So that's all.
How did it go? How did you feel going from being a viewer or a fan of Lovers Night to actually being on it? Like I said, you actually watched seasons 1 through 4, and then here you are, you on 5 and 6. Like, how did that transition go for you?
I feel like you want me to say like or something really spellbinding.
No, I don't. No, I want your honest answer. Like, nah, I mean, just
It didn't really feel like um I was still a fan watching it. It really didn't feel any different for me.
uh-huh.
Because, mind you, like I didn't read the entire script for that purpose because I am a fan. I do watch the series, so I'm gonna read my part and know what my character is supposed to know.
Hmm.
But if my character technically ain't supposed to know this anyway, then I don't need to read this part. Then you know what I'm saying? I could find
Hmm.
out and just look. So watching it back, and being on the show, um, I mean, it was exciting, of course, but at the same time, I'm still like, well, child, what's going on with these Cunninghams? So, like, what's that? Carrie, I'm with you. I'm with you. Love you. Going back to these Cunninghams, though, like, what's going on with that? Like, girl, you said that you was pregnant. Is that what I heard? Like, yeah, I was into the show, like in it to win it. Um, and to the point that I'm able to step outside myself, because when I'm playing these characters, it's just that I'm playing a character. This is not me. So I can literally look back objectively, um, even when it's my performance, and I'll make and comment. Like Carrie was a hoot. Carrie was a hoot for me. Looking back at her and was like, oh girl. Girl, you is steady trying to holler at this lady, because she was not giving me no kind of play. It was like a little sneak. I mean, yeah, but she was giving me no play until
Mhm.
the very, very end on some revenge stuff. So
Right.
it was like I was able to make those comments and be like, yeah, baby, you need to back up. You know how many women is on Lover's Lane? Clearly, it's a lot of women on Lover's Lane in general. Well, you don't have to keep pursuing this one. So it was just one of those. I wasn't necessarily in too much awe, because I was
Gotcha.
still enthralled with the story.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely. My favorite episode that you were a part of was definitely the club episode. That's my favorite episode of all time. Of what that Carrie was a part of. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite episodes of season 5 in general. Like that's the
That
episode
was
right there.
fun.
That was it was now on the outside looking in, it was fun. Doing filming it wasn't fun for me
Of
because
course
of
not.
course
It's work. It's a lot.
doing 5,000 things. So
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not easy. It's not easy at all, from conception all the way to the end. Um, and getting everybody together, locations, trying to get your shots to make it so it makes sense and it's cohesive. None of that is an easy feat.
mm,
Um, so I think I've already told you, I definitely have been always been impressed with your work ethic and how you've been able to organize and shoot an entire season within one weekend. Like, it's almost like a bragging right when I go off on another say, like, well, I know somebody who can shoot a
oh,
season for a weekend
oh Lord.
during after a whole weekend. So if you can't get a movie shot in a week, I don't know what to tell you. This was a season, a series with a big giant cast, and we got it done in a weekend. But that's just, I had to understand that everybody works different, and this is hard.
Uh-huh.
It's hard. This is not. I like we have fun, and we enjoy. Everybody enjoys the project after the fact, and
Yeah,
it's easy for them to comment and so on and so forth. But during the process, no one, unless you are in it, no one
absolutely.
truly knows how hard, and how, even with many resources, getting that is hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have done it, big baby. You have done it. So yeah, sit down. I understand. I'm sitting down, ain't doing nothing. Ask me on nothing. I definitely understood that. I ain't mad at you, not at all. Like, because it's the same. I mean, because it's the same thing with my music. Because no one knew that I silently retired from music.
Mhm.
Silently. I'm I'm coming back, but I'm on my way back. But I silently, like, after I released my EP and the work behind that, and like not even outside of the studio work, but the work with the business side of and then getting things cleared and talking to producers, and then producers getting their feelings. You got to pay your producers, and then they don't have their stuff together and and then this needs to be cleared, and this can go over here, but it can't go over there. It just becomes exhausting.
Absolutely.
Especially when you are doing it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes exhausting, overwhelming, and for me, film um has been much more lucrative, fulfilling, uh and I focused on that in the last several years, since the release of my EP. And it wasn't until basically we did touch me that I
Mm-hmm.
finally was actually back in the studio recording, and it was at ease because somebody else was recording, because I do everything by myself with
Yeah.
my brother with my music. So it was a little bit easier, like a little cloud off my head, because I'm not mixing it. I'm not doing this, that, and the third. But getting back in there, I remembered why I went into it in the first place, why I fell in love with it. It's like an old boyfriend that the relationship got toxic. And so now we're separated for a little second to kind of figure ourselves out. I'm talking. We'll see.
Still talking, huh?
Like that boyfriend. Girl, you said you was gonna leave him alone. What? Okay, I lied.
Mind your business.
I lied. We talk. We talking. We discussing some things. Okay. All right. Getting some understanding.
Oh, your next role with VPN, Roxanne on Bondage. Um, yeah, we got to get into that because, like, again, the again, I know you don't like compliments, but the transformation from Carrie to Roxanne is like whoosh. It was like complete, and it was at that moment I knew. I said, okay, this she's one of them. She really can. She. I was like, Bird is, yeah. That's all I got. I was like, yeah, like that's it. But yeah, talk about Roxanne. Talk about that experience again, because you came. We mentioned her briefly in season one. It was a mention,
Right.
but she came in on season two. It was like, okay, here we go.
All right. So I came in on Bondage. I had not seen the series. I had seen I had seen the trailers, and I kind of knew what it was about, but I didn't, because Bondage only had one season, and I was a binge watcher, and I was like, nope, I won't. I want a series with a few seasons, so I had not watched it. But when I got on set, I finally watched it to figure out, well, what was happening, because I think you had filmed a scene, and no, we had filmed my scenes first, and it was love scenes that I had to do, kind of intimate scenes, and
Yeah.
I was still green on those. I had never at that point, but I didn't have any blocks at all, so it was like I was free to do whatever, which was intriguing, so I want to take advantage of that. So wanted to take advantage of that. With Roxanne, I will say that was a challenge, because especially through developing her throughout the season, um because on paper Roxanne to me was very sexy, very sensual, but she was also naive.
Hmm.
um at the time I didn't see myself as sexy, and I damn sure wasn't naive. So it was a challenge. Was like, okay, how, especially again, being an outlet, how do you bring this out or this person out that you don't really know, or so on and so forth. It does help to have attractive supporting people on set. Shout outs to Brent. Uh, does help. Um, that first season, I think she spent the majority of it in the bed, um, with just the shirt on,
Mm-hmm.
and you were really just kind of really getting to know the fact that, oh, this is Bond's sister and she's not where she's supposed to be, and oh, she laid up with Brian. Like, what is going? What the hell? What's going on here? And
Mm-hmm.
Brian is the son of a madam. Does she know this? Like, you finna be pipped out. I had a lot of commentary on the side. Please check out my reviews, Bondage, on YouTube. So yeah, it was a challenge for me, because I had never done that type of role. I've never done anything intimate on screen. In that way, everything's kind of been real rough, rough and tough. So, also have to be very emotional because our mom passes, and we have to tap into that. So
Mm-hmm.
it was definitely a wonderful challenge that I took head on. I enjoyed my time filming. I enjoyed the story that was developing. I was hoping with Roxanne um being where it went, I was hoping Roxanne would be a little bit more, because we get into her past a little bit, but not really. Like, you just it's really more insinuated.
I mean, the people haven't seen season 4 yet, so I mean,
Oh no, you see, I turned it back over to season 3.
I
Wow.
know, I know what I'm saying. So people haven't seen season 4 yet, so I mean, who knows where Roxanne is going to end
Yeah,
up?
who knows? Who knows? All I know is that you introduced that politician, and I just knew. I was, for some reason, like, my mind was like, oh snap, the politician gonna make it legal. She over here laid up with Bren. I know he's in jail, but nobody no death. So I mean, like, I really felt like that politician was gonna come back towards the end, and it was just gonna be a nice little connect there to where, oh snap. But as far as Roxanne is concerned, I do have a special place in my heart for her, because she was the one that was the character that made me tap into that side.
I love that. And I want people to know too, like me and you also had a conversation offline before, because she was like, "Don't be afraid to put me in. I want to be put in, coach. Like, put me in. I'll do this, 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 this." I said, "Okay." I mean, and like I said, people who have worked with me, they know they can definitely talk to me about what they want to do, what they're not willing to do. So like, I'm definitely open to being flexible about, especially those type of scenes or whatever. Only thing that kind of does that pushes me some is when you say, "All right, baby, I got you. I'm ready," and then the day before you're like, "You know what?" I'm like, "Oh, okay. Now I got
Yeah,
now I got to rewrite." Or
yeah,
I gotta, I gotta redo this. I mean, like I said, it's just, like I said, it's always open, open dialogue over here. I just know I
yeah,
can definitely attest to that. It's open dialogue. If you feel like this is something that you comfortable doing or something that you're not, I'm always open to listen. It's just the notice that gets me. That's what it is. It's like, or literally 5 minutes before, you're like, you know what? And I'm like, oh, okay, well. I mean, I can't make you, so I gotta,
Yeah,
do we gotta do. So
not for me, like just, and that's why I'm glad that we have those conversations. Because like I said before, for me, it hasn't been a problem. Um, for the simple fact that, yeah, yeah, how do I say this? If I was getting it in real life, maybe it might be, but being that that's not happening, like somebody's got to get it. So might as well let my character get it in. Like
so live vicariously through your character.
I live very vicariously through my characters. What are you talking about, sir? My characters have kept me alive. What do you mean? Because they have. And my
Oh gosh. Uh,
I I remember what was it? And then what makes it so bad is that people will look at it and be like, oh gosh, y'all really getting it in and this, that, and the third. And then they assume that,
nah.
and then it's just like wah wah wah. No, sorry.
But I had this conversation. I mean, we talked about this. I've talked about this with some actors. Those type of scenes are not sexy at all. They're super uncomfortable. From my perspective of shooting it, I'm all up in, like, I'm having to like I have to be uncomfortable. Like my body literally, I have to stretch my body and
Just to get up in there.
contort my body just to get shots. That way, so that way it doesn't look like a pornography. I have to make sure that this is not, it has to be shot at different angles. So like it's very uncomfortable. It's hot. Like I'm sweating. It's like I'm not even really doing the motions. I'm just like, let's move it, but I'm
And
all hot.
it's always more people in the shot than it looks.
Right. We just
Like
happen to be in the independent space, so it's literally just me. But like if you're actually like on a set, of course you
yeah,
got the audio. Well, we just shot when we shot the assistant too. It was more people like Melvin was in there this time.
Melvin
With
was
the
there.
so it was a lot trying to
And
coordinate all that.
I needed support at that point because it was just so bad
Yeah.
at the moment. And I was just like, yeah, so let me have an intimacy coordinator over here on the side just to keep
Right.
me check.
Right.
Um
Right.
just so because
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
I'm telling y'all, like I said, what y'all see on the TV screen is not what
It's
it is. It's
nothing like
not what it
that.
is. I'm telling you.
It's
I'm telling you. So we're gonna get into that also shortly. But you've also done some films, of course. I in the introduction, I pointed to my wall. Like
right,
you're literally like all up on my wall. Um, you got the assistant, Pastor Thorne, the other side of me. I mean, you're in the saved installation. It's not on the wall, but you're in that
right.
too.
I'm in that.
So it's so much. Um, which film project was your okay, it's two-part question. Which film project was your favorite to film? And then which film project is your favorite like to watch?
Oh God. Of mine, right?
Yes, the ones that you're in. So what else? So we got, I'm gonna list them again. We got The Assistant, Pastor Thorne, The Other Side of Me, and The Saved Installations. I'm talking about the ones that are out because we got more
Right.
that
Yeah,
you're
of course.
in. That you're in. You're literally in three of the films. That's like you're in Sisterhood 2, you're in The Assistant 2, and we gotta talk about that because that was actually by accident. And you're in Sweet Mahogany 3, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, out of the films that you're in that are already out, what's your favorite one? What was your favorite one to film, and then what's your favorite one to watch?
Favorite one, um, favorite one to film was The Assistant,
Okay, why?
Nelson.
Okay.
That's it.
You're not gonna
And,
elaborate? Just Nelson.
uh,
Nelson J. Davis. That's
Nelson
it.
J. Davis.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. I'll take that answer.
He made that fun. I love working with Nelson. And yeah, he made that real smooth, real easy. And then that house is divine. That house is just really freaking divine. I can't stress that enough. Shout out to
Beautiful house.
Curtis.
Shout out to Curtis Reynolds. That house is
Shout
definitely
out to Curtis. I'm
that
trying to
house is
shoot up in there.
that house is beautiful. I've shot in that house several times now. So
Yeah, I'm trying to
I'm
shoot some more.
I'm sure y'all seen the projects. Y'all be like, that's a lot of like that house look familiar. Yep, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
But it was fun to shoot because I got to shoot gun. It was a lot of activity, a lot of different things that we were doing that we had to shoot, a lot of wardrobe changes, yas. Uh and just the dynamic of that character going from the beginning of the film to the end, and just through the whole thing. It was fun. It was fun. And again, Nelson, take that, run with it, do what you want to do with it.
and this is how stuff starts. Thanks a lot, Bird.
Well, I do what I can. So favorite film to watch though. Ew. Because I haven't seen Saved and Salacious yet. I'm trying to catch up on all the films.
You're busy though. Like I mean, you're
Busy.
busy. Like not only were you doing VPN stuff, but you got other products. You work with Nelson. You got other projects you're working on, like you have been working on. You got your own stuff you're working on.
Yes.
So you are booked
Please.
and busy, like completely booked and busy. So I mean, I'm not faulting you for
Exactly.
not watching.
You guys do not charge it to my do not charge it to my heart. I catch what I can.
Right.
It's some movies that I have caught while I'm at work, but I don't like watching movies while I'm at work. Because I like to enjoy them and then at least I'm trying to get back into the reviews to where I'm reviewing our films and promoting and so on and so forth. So I really try to save those views for that purpose. But I have not been able to catch a lot of them like I want to. So I would say if I had to pick, it would more than likely be The Other Side of Me, maybe.
Okay.
Um
I enjoyed seeing you in that. That was different for you. I felt like, I mean, yeah, it still had the sexy undertone, but that was a different character. I feel like that you from what you normally play.
Yeah.
And I like how you portrayed that I like how you brought Tia to life and how you brought her situation and what was going on with her. Because in all honesty, I mean, me personally, Carlton doesn't fault Tia for what happened because Tia didn't know. Tia had no idea.
She didn't, but see, here's the thing that I will say. Well, to me, that relationship, watching it kind of was hurtful for the simple fact it was just like, well, damn, did y'all at least try? I think she said something along the lines of she tried or something like that, or but you didn't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, I'm like, well, would you have listened?
Interesting perspective.
You know what I'm saying? Would you have listened? Like he can talk to you. I mean, and you may not have liked the tone. You may not, whatever the case may be, but would you have been able to take and receive that news?
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, he should have told his wife what was going on to give her, the choice and options because you have options.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, what is happening? Where's the disconnect in this relationship to where he didn't feel comfortable telling you that?
Mm.
Where was the safe space? So, because at the same time, he has to provide a safe space. I have to provide a safe space for you as well. So, something was already kind of, you know, and for me, and this is just for me, I am going to fight if I'm in a marriage, first of all, because that's not something to play with. That is a agreement that you have between you and another visual and the government, honey, and God. But the government mainly. So that's a business.
Mm.
If I'm even thinking about stepping outside of that business, that will put that business in jeopardy and all the assets and things that have accrued within that business. I need to holler at my partner.
Mm.
Because at the same time, because whatever happens here is a risk that you know what I'm saying, will mess around and put this business in jeopardy. And if I'm in it, then that means that I've put a lot of time, finances, emotional time, mental time, all that stuff. Like
Mm.
I'm not about to just throw that away and then just sleep with somebody else
Mm.
at the risk of whatever, because I don't know how to talk to my husband and
Mm.
communicate. And instead of trying to work on the communication, because that's what I got into this marriage for, was to work with my partner and do that for, instead of working with my partner and stepping out. Then it was just like, well, what was I getting in the marriage for? I got in the marriage to work with them, not work with them. And then when something happens that I don't like, okay, well, I'm gonna start messing with this other company. That's not
Mm.
how that works. That's not how that works. I would prefer, like, I promise, before that happens, we've separated. We've come to an agreement. We've come to the conclusion that we've done everything. We've done the work, or you don't want to do the work. You're just ready to, whatever the case may be. There has been something established within this marriage right here before I decided to bring somebody else into the fold or make it complicated.
Mm.
So now I'm saying this as a human being. Of course, I've never had a marriage. So this is really hypothetical. Grain of salt, grain of salt. But that is my simple 2 cents. You can pay it, whatever the case may be. Take it how
It's
you want.
a valuable 2 cents. I mean, I think that's a very interesting perspective. What I love in this moment right now is I love, because sometimes you know how people, they love to defend their character. They're like, no, my character is always right.
No.
This. I love how objective you were with that. Because I kind of gave Tian out a little bit. I was like, it ain't her fault, but I love how you just took that. He was like, no, you broke it down. From a production standpoint, that scene between um the three of you, you, Kevin, and Daniel, I loved watching that scene, especially when you were, kind of going off, when T was going off and was like, this, da, 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 the third, and just kind of just, and the line when you walked away, look back, was so powerful to me about, basically you're saying, Black women, we always got to do this, we always got to take charge, and we always got to take care of ourselves. I'm gonna do what all Black women do anyway. That line to me, when I wrote that, I was like, I know Burner's gonna deliver that, and the way you delivered it was so poignant and so powerful because that is the state that that's how a lot of black women feel. They feel like they always have to take on the burden of the world, and they don't feel like they have that. I'm saying that you're a black woman. Y'all don't feel like that y'all don't have that support that you need to carry the burdens that you all have to take. So the way you delivered that, I feel like that was just so powerful. And I that was one of my favorite parts of the film. That section. That was one of my favorite parts.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Understand. And that you are correct. Because every day there is, I think it's another thing why I'm funny with taking compliments, because everything around me has been indoctrinated to make me feel like I don't deserve the accolades. I don't deserve the opportunity. There's subliminal message. The subliminal message is that because of my circumstances and criteria, I'm a black woman, I'm over 30. Hello, I'm over 30. I have a son, so I'm technically a single mother. Like, those are the criterias of a throwaway in today's society. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in a relationship or whatnot, so I'm deemed undesirable. I don't have like this shape or whatnot, so I'm not thick. So, being in a conversation full of men where, I like thick women and a little meat on their bones, and here I am skinny mini, like, stuff like that. Or they tell you, your kinky hair is not acceptable, but then when you put on a lace front, you're trying to be a wannabe. My skin tone, you probably do better if you were a lot lighter. You would probably do better if you were just a shade darker, or something like that, because it will make you unique. Just it's messages everywhere, from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep, that tells us that we are not worth it, that we should not have a standard or have a demand for how we should be treated. We should not aspire to be better than what they tell us we should be. And I know, like, as of right now, my lifestyle of me going on set, and my son is able to stay with his family and so on and so forth. I mean, in real time, for a lot of people, it's offensive. It's almost offensive. But to live on earth and to live in the United States as the person that I am is already an audacity. And so I walk in it, and I stand in it. And I just micro tunnel vision to the people who are very supportive, who are rooting for me, who are counting for me, and people like me, because it's more of us than they know. We make the world go round. We still make this world go round. And if you were to eradicate us today, then that would be the end of the world.
Well, I just want you to hear, again, I know you don't like compliments, so I'm going to give you one anyway. I don't care. You're going to take this and run with it. I just want you to know that you are worthy. You are worthy. I don't care. If you want to take one thing from this VPN chat, you Caranita Harrelson. I've never called you by your real name, but this is the first time officially I'm calling you Caranita. You are worthy, and I want you to please understand that, and please just carry that with you, no matter what outside noise is going on. Like, you're worthy. Like, you are. Like, you not just because of who you are and just who you are on the inside, And also too, like you're beautiful. Like I don't care what. And again, this is me talking as your friend, but like you're a beautiful woman, and but you're beautiful on the inside, and that's what radiates on the outside, and that's what attracts people. That's what attracts the right people to you. So just always remember that you are worthy and that you deserve every good thing that comes to you and that will come to you. So I want you to please take it, lock it in your heart, and keep that with you. Yes, take it. Let's talk about the singing. I want to talk about. I know we both got stuff going on today, but I want to talk about the singing. I want to talk about "Touch Me" because that song is a slam dunk hit. I want to give a shout out not just to you, but my sister Kendra.
Yes.
She wrote the song. A shout out to Claude Deuce who produced and engineered the song. Touch for people who don't know, "Touch Me" is from the Saved and Salacious. It's on the soundtrack. It's in the Now film because originally. So let's talk about this because I get a lot. Oh my God, that ended on the cliffhanger. What happened next? We need to know what happened next. Okay, people. So first of all, it wasn't called the Saved and the Salacious. First of all, it was originally called Three Way, and it was originally set to be a series.
Yeah.
We three that what you guys see is actually the pilot episode for Three Way. We had uh we had a actual network that was interested in the show. I had a pitch meeting and everything. They wanted me to shoot the pilot. I had to do the pitch deck, all that stuff. They wanted to sign us to a licensing deal originally. So we shot it, did all the music production work, all that stuff, everything, turned it in. Unfortunately, they decided to not green light it, go the other way. Um, so it was just sitting, and of course I sent it off to other different networks as well, and it was just sitting. And I was like, I really want people to see this. Like this is a great body of work. So shout out to Maverick. Um, I pitched it to Erica, and she was like, "Yes, we love it." And so I ended up turning it just like how we did with Sweet Mahogany and Sisterhood. Just ended up turning into a film, and now it's before you today. And again, um, that's why when you watch it, it ends the way it does because it was supposed to be a show. So just for people that watch it and they be like, what was that?" Just want to throw that out there. But particularly the Touch Me, um, again, you briefly talked about the experience of recording it. Like overall, for me watching it, because I'm watching it not only as a producer, but I'm watching it as a proud big brother because my sister wrote that song, and I
Right.
know how much my sister loves to song. Like she loves writing music. Like she that's her heart. She may be retired from music like you right now. She loves writing music. And to me, I always say like she's the best songwriter. I don't care what anybody say. She's the best songwriter ever. Like Kendra has a pen on her when it
Right.
comes to music. So how again? Let's talk about how was it for you again? Because this you used to doing everything. So you coming in, you already got lyrics. You got a producer ready. How was that whole experience for you coming in and just rocking it out? Because and then you killed it. You came in with the main vocals, the background vocals, all this oohs, ahs. It was just that whole experience to me watching it was amazing. So, but how did you feel doing that?
Um Playing with that old boyfriend again. You said you was gonna leave him alone, girl. What happened? Yo, business. Like, man, we just in here catching up. That's all. We're not doing nothing major. No, but when you first of all, when you said that when my character was supposed to be singing the song, the first thing I thought of was Do I have to write it? Do I have to do all? Oh God! Because if I got to do it all, I don't know, Carlton. I don't know, because like now when I write, but as far as writing songs, like it had been a minute,
Uh-huh.
and I had not been inspired to write songs in a long time. So when you said that, that was the first reaction until you said Kendra's writing a song. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. Because here's the thing, she still can sing.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happened, and then you sent the song to me, I was like, oh yeah, I can bust this out, because I still like to enjoy. I still enjoy singing and recording.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, even though it's a lot of work. So after listening to the song and getting into it, and then listening to it over and over again, which is what is just part of my process, and hearing all the backups, the backgrounds that were there, and I knew that they were there, it just hadn't been done yet. Coming into the studio, I already kind of knew how I wanted it to go, and knew that it would be, as long as I stayed on top of it, then I'll find it. And the main thing was that engineer, record, don't stop recording, just keep recording, punch in when we need to, so on and so forth. um I enjoyed it thoroughly. I like being in the studio with other people. It's very inspiring. And Kendra wrote a dope song. I enjoyed arranging it, and just like I told her before, if you want to write some more, what's up? Trying to write, I'll get in booth, because that's where I was at. I was like, I don't have anything to say right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it and I'm always kind of, when it comes to singing other people's songs, I understand that I'm still the hired singer. It's not necessarily my song. So I want to really, and that's something that I had to learn too, and just got to get out my own way, and let artists be artists, and put myself in there and fill in where I was supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that was just a nice cohesive experience to have. Just like I told you, even after the fact, it's some oohs and ahs that I'm hearing. It was just like, dang, I wish I'd have heard it while I was there.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I felt like my aesthetic and her aesthetic meshed very, very well together.
I
I
agree.
I don't feel like that I had this, even though I stepped outside of myself, I didn't have to go too far
Mm-hmm.
with what I know. And I felt it was very, very well received, very
Absolutely.
appreciative. And yeah, that's how I feel
I
about that.
think, and I think it's amazing too. Even when we listen to the song, and even watching the video, like I watch it with my mom or my aunts. My aunts, they're like, "Kim, is that you?" And I'm like, "Cause y'all sound alike, actually. Y'all have a similar tone as far as y'all's voices. So it was, I feel like that was definitely cool to see just her words coming from you. That was dope. That was dope to me. That was awesome. Again, we shot the video, and I'm so glad you said that. Because I want people to be aware. Because I want to speak on this. Because Carlton, he has said, since you're speaking third person, I'm gonna speak in third person too. He has said that he is retired, which is still a fact. I
Yes.
have not picked up a camera since the last shot. The last thing I shot was, I think, Bondage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's the last. We shot the assistant two, and then I shot a little pickup scenes for Marquise for Bondage, and then that was it. I put the camera down. So I have not picked up a camera It'll be a year at the end of April, close to the beginning of May. So I just want to put that out there. But because again, we are in a business that we have to, again, you're in an independent space. You have to find different ways to market, promote, all that good stuff. So I said, hey, Touch Me is a hot song. Why not shoot a video for it? Let's go ahead and shoot a video so that we can help promote the movie. Carlton still didn't pick up a camera. Carlton went to his friend, shout out to Slim. Carlton went to Slim and said, hey, Slim, would you mind filming this project for me? You didn't come to me, I came to you. I said, hey, Bird, I want to shoot a video for Touch Me. Would you like to shoot the video? It wasn't hey, Carlton, can you shoot a video for me? It wasn't that. I came to you and I said, hey, can you shoot the video for Victory Productions? Because let's be clear, this is a Victory Productions project. It's a Victory Productions song. If you look on the soundtrack, it says Victory Productions featuring Caranita Bird Harrelson, or whatever it says. So I just want people to know that I'm not sliding anybody. I literally said, hey, Slim, can you pick up this camera and shoot this for me? And yes, I was there. Yes, I was directing, but it was mainly Slim doing all the work. Because I was just like, I want this shot. I want this. Let's get this. Bird was doing majority of the work too. And it was just, I just want to put that out there. I don't want people to think that I'm sliding them or anything. It's not that. And I honestly didn't have to give an explanation, but I just felt like, because we're talking about it, let's just go ahead and put it before the people.
Okay.
So there's that. And I thank y'all for supporting the video. I think we're at 32K right now,
Yes,
as we're recording. So I appreciate it. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with YouTube. I'm not gonna get into that history. Yeah, I'm still healing from that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. I am still healing from that.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, so it's like, even when the video was doing good, I was like, oh gosh. I mean, I just wish, but it's neither here nor there. We're still healing. We're still healing.
Okay. We be okay though. we are going to make it.
But yeah, thank y'all for supporting the video. We're gonna be doing more. We're gonna be doing more soundtrack videos. Actually, me and Daniel are getting ready to shoot, because we did the opening for Pastor Thorne 2. If you watched it, me and Daniel did the song in the beginning of the credits. So me and him gonna do a video for that.
Nice.
Sisterhood 2, Chantel has a song in there. On her actual character actually sings a song in the movie, so we're gonna do a video for that. So again, all of this is just to supplement the movies. We gotta figure out ways of how we can get people to watch the movie. So I'm hoping that Touch Me helped for people to watch the Saved Installation. So yeah. I know a lot of people are like, why are you saying all that? Because I just felt like it. It came to my spirit. And I felt like saying
and
it.
it was for you to say. It's for you to say. So
but no, I like I said, I definitely appreciate you. I just want you to know again, I not only do I appreciate you on a professional level, but I appreciate you on a friendship level. You have poured into so many people, and I pray that I have reciprocated that, and I pray that other people reciprocate what you have poured into them. I pray that sincerely for you. Is there any words of advice that you can give someone who wants to get into this? Like, again, like we've all talked, we have good times, we have fun, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So I want people to actually come in knowing, hey, you're gonna have fun, but at the same time, be prepared to grind it out. Is there any words of advice that you can give someone who wants to get into acting, singing, is entertainment, especially in the indie space? Like, what words of advice can you give somebody?
Know who you are and stand on it. Even in this space, you're gonna be faced with rejection that's gonna feel devastating. But it's only going to, if this is a path that's truly meant for you, stay on it, stand on it, and have audacity, nerve. Like you really have to really have some type of nerve with yourself.
Mm.
To put yourself out there, and be confident in the job that you do. Also understand that you, even when you're good at your job, you may not be the best. You may not be the best for said job or said role. That may not be your time. That does not mean that it's still not meant for you.
Mm.
That part may not be meant for you. That space may not be your space, but there is space. It's enough space for everybody. And I mean, we say that a lot, but it's absolutely the truth, especially within our space. It's enough space for everybody. So but you are going to be faced with some challenges. That's really you are going to question your path. You're going to question whether your worth, whether or not this is worth it. Do you want to do this? And is this it? I say, if that does not happen for you and you're not asking yourself those questions, no matter the age, that may not even be the profession for you. I don't want anybody to ever get too comfortable.
Mm.
Always strive to be better than you were this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you are striving and climbing for that, what's meant for you will come to you. And I pray that you have the strength and the maturity to keep those blessings. And if you don't, I hope that you have the tenacity and the strength to learn the lessons.
Come on, that's a word. That's a word. And I would normally end on that, but I did mention something that we got to talk about briefly, real quick. So you guys will see Bird in a few more VPN films. Again, we mentioned Sweet Mahogany 3, Sisterhood 2, the final season of Bondage, and The Assistant 2. And I had mentioned, I said she's an Assistant 2 by accident. And the reason why I said that,
Was it
because
an accident?
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was ordained to happen. But
Right.
but originally, the timeline of
I
this.
sworn you posted about it though.
No. No. What I mean by the Assistant 2 was going to happen, but
Uh,
you weren't supposed to be in it
of
originally.
course not.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So.
But I'm saying, I thought you had already posted about The Assistant 2 and me being in it, which
I did, but I want the people to.
questions.
I want the people to understand that's listening to the VPN chat. I'm not giving nothing away, but I
Right.
know when people see you, they're gonna be like, "I thought she died."
Right. That was the concept. And watch it. Watch it. It's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
Watch it. Uh-huh.
But I do want the people to know that
Uh-huh.
Miss Caranita Harrelson originally was not going to be the Assistant 2,
But the powers that be, but God, child.
God is. People who are listening, you guys cannot see my shirt.
God.
You people who are watching, I mean, people who are listening on the podcast, you cannot see the shirt, but it said God is. God is greater. And he said, no, Caranita is going to be in the Assistant 2. Let me stop playing, because that I don't want people to think this is a church movement. That I don't want no problems. So
hey, Hey, but you gonna know I'm God-fearing up in here. Out of all the characters that I done played, baby, Caranita is
No,
God-fearing.
absolutely. And I want people to be aware that nothing like I tell people all the time, like my salvation with Jesus is always solidified, baby. Like
Okay.
don't ever get it twisted. Don't ever get it twisted, baby.
He
Don't
loved me. He loved me too, Miss Gladys. I be trying to tell him at church all the
don't don't listen. Okay, that's a whole different pod. That's a whole different episode
time.
that we could definitely get into. But I just wanted to I mentioned it earlier and I forgot. I was like, oh, I gotta talk about it real quick.
Right.
But yeah, we are looking forward to seeing you in more in 2024 in this year, not just with Victory Productions and all the other projects that you have
Yeah.
going on. So we are looking forward to seeing you and continue to conquer the world. That's it. That's just continue to conquer the world.
Thanks,
Take
man.
take that. Well, oh, that's not. Wait, no, not in this climate. Sorry, I'm sorry, sorry, my bad. Sorry.
Oh no. And
Yes, I forgot. I know that hurt. That just hurts the heart.
that
Like you can't.
hurts
It
too.
hurts the heart. This is okay. On that note, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to VPN chat. We appreciate you, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.